my stuff done. So got everything done, and then afternoon I thought, right, I'm going to have a nana nap.
Yeah.
So I goes upstairs, and our Bob always comes with me, no matter what.
Yeah.
As soon as I go upstairs, he's there. So I got into bed. I've started wearing a sleep mask. I bought it ages ago, and I've started wearing it because I find I don't have to set an alarm, and it's more like a power nap that I have rather than a sleep. So I put my mask on, got comfy. Bob got up at the back of me, tucked up behind my legs.
Yeah.
Went off to sleep.
I'm guessing Bob's your dog.
Cat.
Oh, cat. Right.
Yeah, Bobcat.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's a child or anything at first.
No, it's a cat.
Right.
So anyway, I woke up a bit later on, and I thought, oh, what's that? Do I want to get up? And then I thought, yeah, I need a wee. So I lifted my mask and I looked at the clock, and it was 16:02. Well, in the last 2 weeks, when I've had a nana nap, that is the exact same time that I've woken up. No matter what time I've dropped off to sleep, when I've lifted my mask up, it's 16:02, and I don't know what's significant about that, but anyway. So I felt Bob at the back of me, and I thought, I can't get out of my side because that's the side that he was on. I'll get off the bed at Hubby's side. So I shuffled over. Now, every time I get up, Bob gets up.
Yeah.
He does not stay laid on the bed, he gets up. So I turned round and I thought, oh, he hasn't jumped off yet. And when I looked round, he wasn't there. And I thought, well, that's weird, because he never goes downstairs. Once he's on the bed with me, he stops there.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's a bit weird. I never heard him jump off. So I was just about to go around the side of the bed to look for him. And it was like somebody had got my foot with a rope and pulled it upwards and inwards, like, so that the side of my foot was facing me. And I'm like, I mean, I suffer with cramp quite a lot.
That way. So
sort of, if your foot's like that, it was turned up and in. It was like,
oh, right, yeah.
Pulled upwards from the inner.
On the inside.
If I'd have started walking, I would have had to walk on my outer ankle bone.
Right, yeah, got you. I know what you mean now.
I have never, ever had cramp like that. So, of course, I'm like, oh, my God, trying to put my foot down, which I couldn't, which distracted me from going looking round the bed for Bob.
Yeah.
So I hobbled to the bathroom, and just as I got to the bathroom door, my foot went normal again. Just no pain, no nothing. It just went normal. So I sat on the loo, and always, Bob, if he's about upstairs, he comes and sits at the feet because he loves his head being rubbed, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, I have a cat like that.
Yeah, it didn't appear at all. There was nowhere to be seen, and I thought, it was something. It sounds silly, but when I say something in the air didn't feel quite right, I don't know how to describe it.
Right.
But anyway, I finished in the loo and I went back in the bedroom, and he was on the bed. He was lower down on the bed, and he was half laid and half sat up in a really weird position. But he was frozen, like somebody had frozen him like a statue.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Bob, Bob. He never reacted at all. He was just staring straight ahead and completely frozen. And then all of a sudden, he kind of like moved his head, and he was looking around, and he looked really confused and didn't look like he didn't know where he was. And he looked round at his back end and then kind of sat up.
Yeah.
But it just looked like somebody had plonked him there and frozen him.
Wow.
And he was not on the bed. The bedding that I've got on at the moment is black and purple, and it's got like pale pastel pink flowers and green leaves.
Yeah.
There's a ginger tabby, and he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And he was not on that bed when I got up. So anyway, I went downstairs. He came. Normally, if he goes in front of me, he gets past me to go in front of me so he can check that I'm following him. Anyway, he didn't. He followed me really slowly down the stairs. So when I got downstairs, I said to Gaz, has our Bob been down while I've been in bed? He said, no. Now, Gaz had done all these bits and pieces that he wanted to do before I went to bed, so he didn't disturb me because he was watching. So I went, have you been asleep? He went, no, I've been watching this. Now, bearing in mind, I'd only been upstairs an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And Bob would have to walk past Gaz, and he never walks past him without stopping for a love.
Yeah.
He said he'd not been downstairs at all.
That's odd, that one.
I know it sounds really stupid, but the only thing that came to my mind was that he'd been abducted, and when I was going to go look for him, I'd been given cramp to prevent me looking for him to get me out for him to bring him back. That's the only explanation I could come up with.
That's what I was thinking.
Because the position that it was in.
Yeah, you're not going to miss a ginger cat.
No, and he's dark ginger as well. He's not like
an Albany, not like bright.
No, but yeah, he's quite bright. He stands out against most things.
Yeah.
But because I'd felt him up at the back of me and I'd shuffled across the bed, I expected him to be where, because I hadn't heard him down, I expected him to be where I'd left him.
And he weren't there?
Not there.
That's weird, that one. Never heard anything like that before.
I haven't either. And this cramp that I got, it was just like somebody had pulled my foot upwards.
Yeah.
Turned it and pulled it upwards. I've never ever I've always had cramp. I get cramp in my shins, in my inner thigh, calves, feet, but I never ever have it like that. That was the weirdest thing ever. I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to walk because I couldn't sit down.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I used to do that as a kid, turn your feet in and try and walk on your ankles.
Yeah. It doesn't do much good, does it? But
no, not really.
That's a kid thing. But it's just weird. And then all the rest of the day felt a bit off kilter, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. He was wandering around looking confused.
Yeah.
As he's saying, "Oh, you know what cats are like?" And I went, "No, this were different. This were just." And then when I explained everything to him, I mean, he believes in nothing like that. Right. And he just went, "That's strange."
Yeah.
Because even he knows what Bob's like. As soon as you get off at bed, he gets off at bed. You know what your own cat's like.
Yeah.
It was just really odd. And the way that it was about 10 seconds it were frozen for.
Really?
It was like, you know, when a cat gets up and they kind of like raise the top half and the bottom half's late.
Kind of like stretch a bit like that.
And then they lift the bottom half up and then do a big stretch. He looked like just about to do that, but he'd been frozen. Right. No action at all.
So could have been sedated. That's why looking confused and. Yeah.
I mean, he's been all right since, and he hadn't.
You checked for any marks or anything on him?
The only thing that I did notice, I stroked him and what have you, but the only thing that I noticed was when I went back in the bedroom and he came out of this trance and kind of like went to get off at bed, I stroked him and he was freezing cold. Like normally when he's been held up asleep, he's quite a warm cat. And you can feel warm on him, but it felt like he'd been outside in winter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and cats ain't keen on the cold.
No. I mean, he's quite an hardy cat, but for him to have been in the house where it were warm and him to be cold like that didn't add up either.
I know what you mean, because our cat, she only goes out the back. And the other week, when it was like proper, it was like -2, -3, she'd gone out the back anyway. She knocks on the back door to come in.
Yeah, Bob does, yeah.
Yeah. She opens, she come in, and she's stone cold, absolutely freezing. She come in, we got a cat basket. Do you like a carrying box?
Yeah, cat, yeah.
With a towel and that. She'll go in there to get warm because it's right near. So where the boiler is like it goes straight down. So there's a vent at the bottom, and where the vent is, it's right next to a cat box. So she gets a warm air going in from that. That's why we put it there. She went straight in there to get warm. Yeah. So I know what you mean about how cold they get, and they're not liking it and that.
But he shouldn't have been that cold being in the house curled up.
No.
It's just bizarre. And then,
did you feel cold or anything?
No, I felt all right. There was just this weird, can't say, I don't know, atmosphere. Something just didn't feel, you know, when your spidey senses kick in and you kind of, you're picking up.
Just not right.
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like that. But the other thing to note is as well, that night, he didn't stray far from home. If he went out, it was straight back in.
Yeah.
And we have a little routine on a night where I'm going to get up and go to bed, and he gets on the arm of the chair and I straighten like the blanket out and stuff, and he gets in it and curls round and goes to sleep. And he got on the chair and he kind of like sat watching me.
Yeah.
And then I put the lamp off, went up to bed, and at about 2:00, 2:30 in the morning, he came up and got curled up at the side of me. Now, he never sleeps on the bed when my husband's in bed. Gaz would love it if he did, but he won't get on the bed when he's in bed.
Right.
He did that night, so whether whatever happened earlier unsettled him, or I don't know, but he never does that.
Must have been scared.
Yeah. It was just
Something's
really
freaked him
odd.
out. So, how was he acting after that? Was he like just like loping around the house, or
Yeah,
when cats have like that mad half hour, usually about 10 o'clock at night?
yeah,
Did he
usually, yeah.
do anything like that?
No, he just every time I looked at him, he looked confused. And like I say,
Yeah,
if he went out, sometimes he can go out for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
yeah,
But he didn't. He'd go out and obviously do what he needed to do and then come straight back in. But he didn't rush in. He just made his way back in. But he
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
straight
yeah.
home.
No, with you saying that, because we had our cat neutered and Chip got it all done in one go. And
Yeah,
when we picked her up from the vets, because it's taken first thing in the morning, come back at like late afternoon,
yeah,
picked her up, I think it's just after 5 o'clock. And a couple of hours said she'll start coming round. And that's what I'm picturing is you're telling me, because she'd be
yeah,
waking up and she'd be like sat there on the floor, like
yeah.
going on, sort of thing, completely out of it. And her eyes were like going cross eyed and all that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm imagining Bob was doing.
No, no. He didn't look like that at all.
Oh, did not?
No. He just looked perturbed, like sort of when cats do that frowning when you know something's pissed them
Oh,
off.
yeah, yeah.
And he was sort of
Right.
like looking round and frowning and then doing what he were doing and then coming back, and I don't know, it was just odd. But the
Has he
whole
been
thing,
like it since?
no, it's been fine. It's back to his normal self. It was just
Yeah,
that period from Sunday afternoon to like Monday morning where
yeah.
he was not right.
Have you noticed anything different around the house?
No,
Outside or anything?
no, I've not noticed anything. A few nights before, I did. It's just come to me as that actually. Now you've asked. A few nights before, I heard in the sort of early hours like a
Yeah,
rumbling noise, but I
yeah.
just put it down to maybe they were doing roadworks, or not as though they are, but that kind of noise
Yeah, like
when
a
they have to
drill.
work through the night.
Yeah,
But it was kind of quite nearby where we're on a crescent, so we're away from like a main road for it to be
right.
that loud. And then all of a sudden it just shut off. I
Hmm.
don't know whether that's significant or what it was,
God, no, it could be.
but because I'd just kind of woken up by the time I got thought about going and looking out the window, it stopped anyway. So
Right.
not as
Not
though I could have
any.
seen anything, because all I see out of ours is other people's back gardens.
Right. You not notice any lights or
No,
anything like that?
no, not like that.
That's weird, that.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the weirdest things that I've seen.
Yeah.
And for it all
Mm.
just to kind of like follow on and him to be further down the bed and in a funny position. And
Yeah. Not being himself.
yeah, just struck me as really, really odd.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never heard of anything like that. Not
No,
with animals.
no, I can't say that I have really.
I've not even read it. I've not read anything. Even on the podcast that I listen to,
No,
nothing. Nothing at all.
and I haven't really looked it up. I should maybe
No.
look up on the internet and see if anything comes up for animals being,
Yeah.
well, other than cows and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look.
Thanks, mate. This morning, and I
Right.
don't. It popped into my head. It might have been something that triggered it on telly or whatever.
Yeah.
We live in Bramley, just outside Leeds, but there's a
All
certain
right. Yeah.
when you're walking through to Bramley Centre, through the back roads, there's a certain part where you can see right over town, right over Leeds.
Yeah.
And my mate had come over and she went, "Come on, we'll have a walk up to the centre and go to a cafe." And anyway, we did. And on the way back, it was a lovely sunny day.
Yeah.
And on the way back, as you get to this bit where you can see town, we looked up and I went, "What the hell is that?" And right on the horizon was the biggest building I have ever seen. Like when they build a building and they're going to put lifts in the middle and they put like a shaft straight up.
All right. Yeah.
It looked like that, but it dwarfed the town centre. And we were looking at it and we stood there looking at it and we're going, "What the hell is that?" It was
Yeah.
massive. So I went, "There must be building something." Well, that's gone up pretty quick. We wouldn't have seen it on the way there because you'd have your back to it.
Yeah.
And back the other way, you see across town.
Yeah.
We're both like, that's enormous. What the hell is it? We'd have to find out what that is. Anyway, we thought note about it. And a couple of days later, I was going up to the centre. I think I was going to the post office.
Yeah.
And coming back, I looked across and there was nothing there. It had gone.
Any clouds round it?
No.
Nothing.
It was a proper, bright, clear, sunny day. Both times. It was middle of summer.
Yeah. And you only seen it that once?
Yeah. We'd had a really good spate of like bright blue sky, sunshine, which is why I walked up to the centre, because obviously it's a nice walk up there when it's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like I say, coming back down, I thought, oh, I'll look for that. It dawned on me coming round the corner. I thought, oh, I'll look across and have a look at that building, and it had gone.
Yeah.
Completely gone.
No, the only reason I was asking about clouds, you've heard about the people that witness these floating cities?
Yes,
That's
I have,
what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, this was as solid as a brick wall. It was like a solid structure.
So did you say you've both seen it?
Yeah. I don't speak to her now, but...
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, we both stood for a good 5 or 10 minutes. Just looking at it. It was like a beigey buff colour, like these, like I say, these towers are that the build for when they're putting the lift shafts in and stuff.
Yeah. So
and
it was like a gap down the middle.
No, it was just like it looked like a solid structure.
Right, got you.
But it was just a tower with no windows, nothing on it.
Just a single tower.
Stone tower, yeah, but quite comparing it to the other building, it was buildings. It was a lot bigger than the other buildings.
Yeah.
And a lot kind of like wider. But it was just there, and then, like I said, 2 days later, it wasn't.
So what colour was it? Do you know what?
It.
Sorry?
I thought the cat had demolished it. It looked like it'd just been built.
Yeah. What? Do you know what colour it was?
Like a buff sandy colour.
Yeah. Is that similar to the colours that are built in that area?
No, because there's all sorts of different buildings in Leeds. They're all different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Manchester.
But this just looked like it was the inner part of. They did it just off the A58M going in. Where you bypass town under the tunnels and stuff.
Vaguely know it.
Old Yorkshire Evening Post building, they levelled it all and they started building tower blocks.
Oh, yes, right in the centre. Near the post office and all that.
Yeah, not far from the post office, yeah.
I used to collect from the post office in central Leeds, that's how I know. And
post office depot.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. So I used to collect from there and it was go on forever.
Yeah.
It got bigger and bigger every time I drove past it.
Well, them shafts, they put shafts up and they had numbers on them, I presume, for the floors.
Yeah.
Where the lift was going to stop, and it looked like one of them, but a lot taller and wider and with no markings or anything on, just a tower.
So how long ago was that?
It'll have only been, we've lived in Bramley since 2016, so it might have been 17, 18.
So only a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And it's completely gone. It had gone 2 days later, and I can't, because I stopped. It made me stop because I was staring across thinking I'd see it and see whether they'd done anything else with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
Have you seen anything else like that you remember?
No, never.
That's strange as well.
I know. But you don't sort of pick up on, it's only when you start looking at all these things that have happened over the years. That's, like I say, that's why I wrote the first book, because you think about these things and it triggers you remembering other things and thinking, actually, that was really odd.
Yeah.
And it kind of like jerks your memory and you think, oh, yeah, there's that as well.
So do you reckon it could be a premonition?
I don't know. I don't know whether it was a premonition or some sort of mirage or
something in the past life.
Maybe. Or future. Are they going to start building skyscrapers because they can't go out anymore? Are they going to go up?
Well, yeah.
Oh, shit. My phone's going to close because it's overheating, apparently.
All right. No, that's fine.
How can it be overheating?
Is it on charge?
No. It's on 71%. I've just got a thing saying it's going to close in 20 seconds.
Oh, right. Okay.